And here's the start to a new road trip. We're going to be going from Winchester, Virginia, to Somerville, South Carolina, to Williamsburg, Virginia, back up to Winchester. So we're starting off this at 99% state of charge. I actually took it to 100. Just getting out here on the highway, took away 1%. Trip odometer right here, trip B, is zeroed out, just left. And we're gonna see how we do. We're actually gonna go ahead and put the drive mode into chill, which will just, a lot slower, but I think it's a less likelihood. I think it's more efficient. Who knows, I could be wrong, but I think it's more efficient. Outside temperature, 51 degrees, not too cold, not too warm. We're gonna keep the heat on probably 67 on number 1. We don't need the heat seaters or anything else on right now, just keep a little bit of air flowing. See how she does. Road trip, Virginia to South Carolina, back up to Williamsburg, back up Northern Virginia. She's topping off right there. And we got basically 2 days of driving. So we're going from Virginia all the way south to South Carolina, Somerville, hanging out with the team down there for a day, then driving north up 95 back to Williamsburg, hanging out with that team for the day, probably see our niece at William and Mary, and then from there, back to DC. Let's put it in the wind, log in as much data as we can, drink some Red Bull, see how it goes. First big charge up, guys. I'll show you the data in a minute. We are in Halifax, North Carolina. Literally left the tip of Virginia, crossed into Halifax. One little short, like 7-minute charge between. I didn't record that. It was literally, we were just topping off. We didn't even need it. I was just passing the charge. I had to use the restroom. This is a nice Tesla place, man. This is Halifax, right off of 95. Massive Tesla charger station, but what's really cool, I give a lot of credit. Between every station is a trash can, which is awesome. It goes all the way down. And window washers, man. That's cool. Let's take a look inside. Okay. All right, quick check-in data. We are charging, obviously, we're at 69%. We took it all the way down to about 15% on arrival. We're not pulling big numbers right now, 98 kilowatts, not bad, but it was charging a little heavier. Obviously, it's tapering down a little bit. Let's check the data. Going to here, trips, trip B. We've driven 227 miles, and we're averaging 355. Well, that's not too good. Not terrible. I've done better, but that's definitely not too good. Again, we're looking at trip B for this Plaid. Now, again, sometimes people think I don't have a Plaid. I'm not really sure why. However, seeing is always believing. So that's it right there, guy. There she goes, Model S Plaid. Let's go back to the trips. So probably why my data or why my numbers are not so hot right there. Let me tell you why. It's simple. I was driving fast. Not crazy. I mean, the speed limit's like 75 the whole way. So when you're at 75 speed limit, everybody's cruising at 85. And when you're going that fast in a car, it does suck power. So if I'd have floated down to 70, 65, I'd have got much better power usage. But it's a Tesla. You drive a little faster. Early morning, day 2. It's kind of crazy when you think about yesterday, man. We woke up in Loudoun County, worked all day in Winchester until late in the evening. Left Winchester. Drove basically down to the North Carolina border. Slept for about 5 hours. Now we're getting up quick, heading to Somerville. All right, guys, we just left, excuse me. We just left a top-off charge. Let's take a look at the route for the day. We are in northern North Carolina. I forget this little town we're in, but we're right off of 95, directly just into North Carolina. So our next stop is Lumberton, North Carolina. And we need to go about 146 miles. That'll be no problem. We should arrive. I like playing this game. We're gonna arrive with 30% buffer zone, which means we can push it if safety allows. And that's what we plan on. Just topped off with, what we got? Dunkin' Donuts, sandwiches. Yeah. We should got some avocado toast or something. And there was a snake. It's too cold for a snake on the ground. And a couple coffees. And I'm gonna make sure, so far now, 3 exits in a row. I've taken north when I was supposed to go south, then I took south when I was supposed to go north. I don't even know right now. We definitely want to go 95 south, that's for sure. Let's roll. All right, guys, some Tesla magic. Shift lanes from a big dog. Car all on its own. Shifting lanes. Little full self-driving feature. That's okay. It's really not worth the money. But anyway, little update here. State of charge, how we doing? Beautiful Carolinas, North Cackalack. All flat, nothing but pine trees. Do pretty good work here. Rocking out to some podcasts. Oh, touch the wheel. Tesla hack, everybody knows this, but in case you don't, when it flashes, you don't gotta touch the wheel. Just touch anything, it'll reset it. Anyway, next stop, South Carolina border, and rolling. What do I think about road tripping in the Tesla Model S? It's a comfortable place to be. It's a lot of features. Autopilot works great. Relaxing place to drive, relaxing place you can still do work, emails, post, etc. How I normally ride is like this. I literally just rest my hand on the wheel, lock my elbow in, and then I can bang out 150, 200 miles without doing anything. Pretty cool. First stop of the morning, guys. We are in Lovington, North Carolina, I think it's called. And cool shopping center. One of the cool things, man, about traveling a Tesla is almost all the Tesla chargers are in pretty convenient locations as far as getting in, using the restroom, getting something to drink, getting something to eat. By the time you stretch, walk back to the car, right back on the road. So check the data, see where we're at. Get a little morning time motivation. While we wait for the charge, wake up, lower, get in the grass, Cunningham. Get down, let's go.
Shut up.
Summerton, South Carolina. Walking out of one of the coolest little rest stops on the face of the planet. Literally middle of nowhere, South Cackalack. But the cool part is Tesla does an awesome job, man, putting these chargers in super cool spots. Just aside, getting my feel. Colette's out here hanging. The old Plaid is topping off the juke. Look at that old girl right there. Now, I'm not talking about Colette, I'm talking about the Plaid. Yeah. Just talking about the Plaid.
Or both.
Just talking about the Plaid. Look at that beautiful car, sucking down that juice. Every time I look at this car, I get happy, man. The black carbon fiber, the wrap. I gotta get that. I want to get that little different badge on there. But overall, still love this car. Love what it does. Such an easy road trip car. Can't even talk too much about it. South Carolina, flat, pine trees, sand, but it's green and it's warm. That's a good thing. So left the charger, we'll be in Somerville here in about 20 miles. And I think this is gonna be the view the rest of the way. Pine trees, green, sunlight, flat road. Super cool little town, guys. I forget, Holly Hill, South Carolina. Cool little town, beautiful coming in. I missed some of the most beautiful aspect of it. Let's turn that hat so you can see that logo. Carolinas, man, when you're in the DC metro area or Northern Virginia, you forget that everything up there is new. Everything up there is new. I guess that's the only way to say it. When you get down to Carolinas and Georgia, not so much. Some areas, but not so much. So you really come to appreciate where you're at, and you really see a wide diversification of the country. And that's one of the reasons why I love driving around this damn country. Welcome to this beautiful neighborhood of Cane Bay, South Cackalack, Somerville, just outside of beautiful Charleston. Historic, beautiful, all the same thing. But almost to our destination. Be there in just a minute. Let the fun begin. New morning, new hotel. We're in Florence, South Carolina, heading north to Williamsburg, Hardyville to be specific. Tired, need coffee, gotta charge up, let's roll. All right, guys, it's been a long trip. I don't have as much content as I should have. Primarily been on the phone, on emails, almost this entire time driving, trying to get things done. But we've driven 857 miles. We're averaging 360 wheel miles or kilowatts per mile. I don't know, but I know that 360 is not that good. But again, Model S Plaid, we are cooking between charging stations, doing between 80 to 85 miles an hour. So we're not exactly going for super economy. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up, part one. and then we're going to post part 2. But again, 857 miles. We've driven from Virginia, Northern Virginia, Winchester, all the way down to Summerville, South Carolina, and we're halfway back up to Williamsburg. How do you feel about if you had to pick right now, road trip in a Tesla, road trip in the Airstream, or road trip in your GLS? What are you picking?
My GLS.
Why?
Because it's comfortable.
Tesla's not comfortable?
Tesla's comfortable. I don't mind the Tesla. The charging sometimes it takes a little bit longer than I'd like.
Okay.
Definitely cheaper in the Tesla than using the GLS. And
for the record, she has a 2021 GLS 63. So it's got the twin turbo V8, so it does suck a little bit of fuel, but it's not too bad.
And I get to drive more.
She can't drive the Plaid. She don't like the yoke, so it is what it is. But anyway, wrap up a part 1. But be honest though, is it that bad charging when it only takes about 20 to 30 minutes and we get out, stretch our legs, get something to eat, walk around, we get back in the car, we get on the road?
No, I like it.
Yeah. I will say on gas stations and her GLS 63, we almost got carjacked because sometimes you got to pull into gas stations that are not in the best areas. And what I can say is so far when it comes to Tesla charging, I have not seen a Tesla charger in a dangerous area. And that's just reality.
True.
So typically when you stop to charge a Tesla, it's always going to be, as long as it's like chargers along the interstates, it's always going to be in nice areas, nice rest stops, places to eat, places to use the bathroom, buy coffee. Almost always. We've had quite a few chargers that are in like mall parking lots. Those are always fine. But we've driven this car specifically, this Tesla Plaid. We've only had it for like maybe 3 or 4 months. And already right now I'm looking at the miles in this car, 15,542. So we've driven cross country. I've driven all over the middle part, Virginia to Michigan, Virginia to California, back to Virginia. We've done it all. So far, no problems. Part 1, part 2 coming next.